is Shiba Inu about to go on a 300% run to the upside? Guys, that's a 4x. That is a incredible surge for Shib price. And what's interesting is right now there are some signs aligning pointing to this exact movement that have some historic relevance that have led us to these types of pumps in the past. And it's all taking place right now, right as Shib's on the edge of its breakout. And we're going to talk about what these things are because they are, in fact, incredibly important. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Just for a little bit of context, Shiba Inu right now is sitting at 40157. It's 6:11 a.m. Central Standard Time. US money hasn't woken up yet. We'll see what the trend is for the day. I'd love a continuation of the last several days. What we're seeing now across the market is the sellers are exhausted. We've talked about this before, right? But they are incredibly exhausted right now. Most of the activity taking place in the market is buying. And a good sign that is indicating this is we are seeing lower volume, but we are seeing charts on the rise, which is meaning that buyers are in fact taking over. Sellers have essentially run out of their bags, and we're now sitting on this extreme level of conviction that's created basically this nice floor, this nice launch pad, like I talked about yesterday, that is prepping us for this breakout and potential move to the upside. Now, this 300% move would actually put us all the way up at 4063. This would be a new cycle high. This would be a price that we have not seen since the last market cycle all the way in November of 2021. And it would be something that is well on the way towards a new all-time high. And what's interesting about this is when these moves start taking place, FOMO takes over, it creates adoption, and that is when things truly get exciting. But what are these three things that are pointing to this nearly 300% run that Shiba Inu could see? So first of all, Shib is actually seeing a surge in active addresses as whale transactions increase. So what we've seen is daily active addresses have surged to 5,581, indicating an increased network participation. So what we've also seen during the same time is network growth has also spiked to 2,013. This is very well above what the 30-day moving averages are, a respective 1,068 and 324. All right. Now, what we are seeing is a higher than normal deviation, all right, than the average, or a higher than average deviation from the norm. And what this is indicating is a new portion of users and previous users have begun participating in the network, which is important because what we've now seen is obviously volume for Shiba Inu on the drop, but activity has started to pick up. So this is actually a very good sign. And typically, as it suggests, such a development in DAA and network growth is often followed by price rallies. Go figure. Now, what we've also seen during the same time is these increase in whale transactions exceeding $1 million. Now, typically a spike in whale transactions that happen after a crash indicates accumulation. And we've looked at this very consistently. Yesterday, again, was another addition day in terms of whales. They added about 180 billion Shiba Inu, and it's been just consistent. There have been very few days where they've been unloading, and the days that they do, they quickly get bought up in the subsequent days. So whales have been building their position in a big way. We talked about the increased amount of whale holdings, I believe, just yesterday. Now, what we've also seen is that Shiba Inu's MVRV ratio hits the opportunity zone, which is well below zero, okay? So we've actually seen the MVR ratio reach historic level, which led Shiba Inu to increase in value by 55% throughout the following 52 days once it reached these levels. So the last time it actually reached down here was, go figure, August 7th. Right as we were going through these massive corrections. Remember how we keep talking about how, gosh, this is very similar to what we were seeing in August, right as Shiba Inu was bottoming, right as Shiba Inu was prepping for this next run. All the things are pointing towards this playing out perfectly, all right? Also, we're seeing a crossover between the 90-day MVRV ratio and its 7-day moving average. And so this is, again, the first time this has happened since August. And what we saw was a shift in momentum. This eventually led to an upward movement in terms of price. Hopefully people are starting to piece this together now. Now, again, they do point out this is a little bit of a stretch. I think big inverse head and shoulder on the you could say the weekly chart, the monthly chart, daily chart, whatever you want to look at. But from last cycle to this cycle, I'm not ready to say that yet. But in fact, Shiba Inu has kind of built this big cup and handle, essentially, right? Kind of with an extra handle on here. But again, I'm not going to just break down that TA, but you guys get the point. There are a lot of things right now that are aligning perfectly on a fundamental level. There are a lot of things that are aligning perfectly on a chart level. And what we really, the final piece of the puzzle is just retail excitement, right? We need this retail excitement to enter the space. That's what moves prices. That's when people start opening up their bags just a little bit more. And now we're starting to see it all finally come together. Deep discounts, opportunity, whale accumulation, retail excitement. This is what leads us to the next potential big boom in terms of Shiba Inu. And again, what it's suggesting is that this could be a 300% one. This is one that could put us well on the way towards our highs that we're expected to see sometime in March, April, May. And no, I'm not talking about these cycle highs. I'm talking about the next leg on this Elliott wave, right? Leg 3, the biggest, most explosive one. This may be the moment where things do begin. Do you think this is going to take place? Do you think Shiba Inu is going to go on this 300% run to the upside? Appreciate you guys as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.